In the heart of ancient Mesoamerica, where gods and mortals were closely intertwined, the Aztecs revered numerous deities, each representing aspects of life, nature, and the afterlife. Among these powerful figures was Xolotl, a god associated with death, dogs, and the transition of souls to the underworld. His image was both captivating and unsettling, as he was often depicted as a dog-headed figure, or sometimes in the form of a canine creature. But the story of Xolotl is not just one of gods and animals. It is deeply connected to the Aztec understanding of life, death, and the path that souls must walk after they leave the mortal world. Xolotl's role in Aztec mythology is multifaceted. He was not only a god of death, but also the guardian of souls, guiding the spirits of the deceased through the treacherous journey to the underworld. His loyalty to the dead was unyielding, making him one of the most significant gods in the Aztec pantheon. The birth and nature of Xolotl was a child of the great god Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent, and his twin brother Tezcatlipoca, the god of night, sorcery, and conflict. Xolotl's birth was a divine event, but it came with complexities and shadows. As the offspring of two gods, he had the rare privilege of being connected to both light and darkness, to life and death. Yet, like many figures in Aztec mythology, Xolotl's path was one of contrasts, filled with both divine beauty and unsettling terror. Xolotl's nature is often portrayed as unpredictable, reflecting his duality. He embodied both the gentle and the terrifying aspects of existence. On one hand, he was a protector of the dead, the guide that ensured souls reached their final resting place. On the other hand, he was also linked to the deathly underworld, a place where souls faced trials, challenges, and where many would become lost forever. Xolotl is most commonly associated with dogs, the animals that played a vital role in Aztec culture and religion. In Aztec cosmology, dogs were the guides of the souls of the dead, helping them navigate the dangerous journey through the underworld. Xolotl, as the god of dogs, was seen as the spiritual protector of these animals, making him an essential figure in Aztec death rituals. Dogs were often buried with their owners, believed to guide their spirits on the journey to the afterlife. The bond between Xolotl and dogs was profound, linking the realm of the living with the realm of the dead. Xolotl's role in the underworld. Guide of souls. Xolotl's most significant role in Aztec mythology was his responsibility as the guide of souls. After death, souls were believed to embark on a perilous journey to the underworld called Mictlan, where they faced various trials before reaching their final resting place. The Aztecs believed that the path to Mictlan was difficult and dangerous, filled with obstacles that could cause the souls to become lost forever. In this journey, Xolotl played a critical role. He was not only the protector of the souls, but also their guide, ensuring they reached Mictlan safely. Xolotl's role in the afterlife was particularly crucial because he was also associated with the souls of those who had died violently, warriors, sacrifices, and others who had passed from the world in a state of suffering or conflict. For these souls, Xolotl's presence was vital. He led them through the dangers of the underworld, making sure they did not stray from the path that would ultimately lead them to eternal rest. This connection to death and the journey of souls was tied to Xolotl's twin brother, Tezcatlipoca, the god of darkness. While Tezcatlipoca was more closely aligned with the aspects of conflict and the chaotic nature of death, Xolotl balanced that with his compassionate, protective role. Together, they embodied both the fearsome and nurturing sides of the afterlife. Xolotl was the one who could be trusted to guide souls with care and compassion through the dangerous and unpredictable landscape of Mictlan. Xolotl's transformation and trials. One of the most intriguing aspects of Xolotl's mythology was his ability to transform into various forms. As a god, he could shapeshift at will, embodying a variety of creatures that held specific symbolic meanings. Xolotl's canine form was perhaps the most iconic, but he could also transform into a jaguar or a monkey, animals associated with death, night, and the wilderness. Xolotl's shape-shifting abilities were not just for dramatic effect, they served a deeper purpose in the Aztec religious narrative. His transformations were seen as symbolic of his power to move between worlds, the world of the living, the realm of the gods, and the domain of the dead. In some versions of the myth, Xolotl would even transform himself into a ball of light to travel between these realms, reflecting the duality of his existence, both part of the divine order and also deeply connected to the forces of chaos and death. In one famous myth, Xolotl was said to have transformed into a dog in order to escape death. According to the myth, Xolotl was pursued by the gods because he was the last of the gods to undergo sacrifice. Rather than face the end, he transformed into a dog to evade capture. This story underscores the idea of Xolotl's duality, as both a god who navigated death and one who could evade its grasp when necessary. Xolotl and the rituals of death. In Aztec culture, sacrifice was an essential part of the religious practice, and Xolotl was a central figure in these rituals. Although not directly responsible for the sacrifices themselves, Xolotl was believed to be the one who helped transport the souls of the sacrificed to the underworld. These sacrifices, often made to gods like Quetzalcoatl, were seen as a means of appeasing the gods and ensuring the continuation of life. Xolotl's role in this process was that of a spiritual guide. After the sacrifice, the soul would be taken by the priests and prepared for its journey to the afterlife. Xolotl's involvement was symbolic of the Aztec belief that death was not the end, but rather a transition into another realm, a realm where the gods watched over the souls and where those who had died would continue their existence in a different form. The Aztecs also believed that Xolotl had a role in the creation of humankind. According to certain myths, Xolotl assisted the gods in the creation of humans by sacrificing himself. In one version of the myth, he willingly allowed himself to be transformed into a dog, symbolizing his eternal role as a guide to the souls of the dead. In this myth, Xolotl's self-sacrifice represents the cyclical nature of life and death, a cycle in which sacrifice, transformation, and rebirth were ever present. Xolotl and the symbolism of dogs. The significance of dogs in Xolotl's myth cannot be overstated. In Aztec society, dogs were seen as the companions of the dead. They were believed to guide the souls of the departed through the treacherous journey to the afterlife. These dogs were not ordinary animals, but spiritual guardians who helped ensure that the dead did not become lost in the darkness. The Xolotl, an ancient breed of dog native to Mexico, is believed to be closely associated with Xolotl, further linking the god to the canine world. The connection between Xolotl and dogs is evident in the way the Aztecs buried their dead. It was common practice to bury dogs with the deceased, believing that these animals would accompany the souls to Mictlan. The presence of dogs in burial sites was not only symbolic of the journey ahead, but also a form of spiritual protection. Xolotl's enduring legacy today. Xolotl's legacy endures in the culture of modern Mexico. The Xolotl dog, often called the Mexican hairless dog, is still regarded as sacred and is seen as a direct descendant of the dogs that once helped the souls of the dead cross into the afterlife. The dog symbolism connected to Xolotl continues to be celebrated, particularly in Mexican festivals such as the Day of the Dead, where families honor the spirits of their ancestors and sometimes bring dogs as offerings. Xolotl's myth, though ancient, continues to resonate with themes of life, death, and transformation. His role as the protector of souls, his connection to the underworld, and his association with dogs have made him a timeless figure in Aztec mythology. His story represents the ongoing relationship between the living and the dead, where the boundaries between these worlds are fluid and the journey of the soul is one of constant guidance and protection.